BritSmash!
And welcome back
to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think this show is just amazing in the fact that, like, each episode always hits you with something. Whether it's the feels, whether it's the big plot twist, whether it's some major character development. They hit you and they hit you good.
Yeah, so actually, I saw that Jordan from Chainsaw Remix posted that connection, though. So I'm excited to see what the fuck they connected to what.
So far, all the connections have been great because you know how we were skeptical in the beginning about the arc for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then later, or at least for me, later on in the arc for Season 5, just because, like, oh, okay, I like it, blowing me out of the water, makes sense. I'm noticing everything that happened in the beginning of this season, and even in all the other seasons in general, but mainly this season, everything that happened, those details that they put in, they throw them back at you. It's like, oh, that's why that's important. Oh, this is why this is important. And it's just like, it makes me nervous. It's like, I saw a bunch of people, like this recent episode that we're about to watch, everyone's like, holy shit. And it's just like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. Alright, here we go. It's Coulson, okay. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
It's not. It's Hydra.
Oh, you admit it! Bitch!
We stopped you just as you were stomped out.
That's true.
And yet here we are in the same room. It's time for S.H.I.E.L.D. and Hydra to finally unite.
Now?
Wait, what?
28 years ago?
Rise and seize the future.
Happy!
He's a pro lab. Wow, this is 1990.
90?
This is 1990 because 18 and then it's 10.
Excited? Excited to be done with these lectures.
That's
Stand another one of these old dudes
Sitwell.
on about placement.
Well, at least shut up, Sitwell. You're
Hey,
just
Jasper
jealous.
Sitwell.
You being a teacher's pet, they've got you better trained than any of our mutts.
Shit!
Please welcome Daniel Whitehall.
What?
And the success of Steve Rogers, there have been many failed attempts to create a super soldier.
soldiers here.
Yes, Mr. Von Strucker.
Why not use Red Skull's Tesseract?
Oh my god!
Finally! Some forward thinking.
Just put Von Strucker in it. Oh my god!
It's all. Oh, let me guess. He's gonna push on the bar and be like, "Don't you dare be really good." Yep. Yep.
Ooh!
How she carries herself like the older version. It's pretty crazy.
Great acting.
The pup?
Where's the dog? Oh wait, I recognize that actor. Hold on, it'll hit me in a second. Where I recognize him from. Wait, did she have to kill the dog?
Well done. It's a rite of passage. We must eliminate any weakness, no matter how difficult, in engineering the perfect human specimen for the chamber.
Sir, I'm not a biologist.
You should be honored. You will give birth to our new leader. As I said, we see the future of Hydra in you.
Hail Hydra.
So, she had to give birth to Ruby?
That's what
That's gotta be a tough life.
and seize the future.
Ah. The puppet.
Oh god! Oh yeah, not a lot of them.
Whitehall designed her to lead.
Yep.
Wow. They really. Wow.
Yeah, they fucked her over.
Does he know where I'm gonna be assigned after graduation? It would have been so cool. You would have been like 10
Oh, they have a good relationship, so what
Here,
happened?
yeah. Oh! Is this when they reveal themselves? Wait, no.
That was
That
2
was
years
2
ago.
years ago. No, sorry.
Team Alec.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Refresh me.
The guy that, Hive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you. I'm with you.
Me.
It's an alliance of several races. They call themselves the Confederacy.
Why the hell wasn't I brought in on this?
General,
It's our top!
I'm gonna need you to come with me.
Holy crap!
Well, don't worry. After today, you'll never have to see one of those squids again.
Oh, what a great actress.
Obeying you? That is weakness. You, with your blind faith, with this stupid tradition, that's weakness.
No! It is a rite of passage to a life built on control and survival. That's why when you cut off the head, 2 more spring up.
Oh, Lord!
So,
What? He's awake!
I said it was cat and he said it was right, but I'm not right. I'm wrong. How am I gonna get better if nobody's honest with me?
sir, take a moment and
No,
breathe.
you take a moment. Stop it. Stop pumping me full of that junk.
I promise we'll take very good care of him.
But you're not!
Stomach is so hungry, it's about to digest itself.
Captain Crunch?
Captain Crunch!
Yes! You get
What made her snap?
Don't you walk away from me, young lady.
Okay.
From what?
The war coming to Earth. It's only a matter of time before it reaches us.
Anton Ivanov's tin cans. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. That wasn't LMD.
Fuck.
We need every weapon we can get in this fight. That's why I need you.
You filthy Calamar. Enough! I'll never talk! You'll never break me! Shield's coming!
What's with all these time skips?
Okay.
Okay, it's Phil. Is he gonna find Talbot? Is that the same room? That's so messed up if that's the same damn room.
Over and over again.
But Phil's too smart.
Hello? Oops, all berries. Okay, C+. Me in my room.
Wow, yeah, he didn't. See, every other one follows her to the workout room.
Responsible for cutting my agent's arms off?
That's my daughter, Ruby.
And yes, she is responsible for cutting your arms. Yo-yo's arms off.
Major. I'm good. I've already been to space. Pretty recently, actually.
One of Earth's mightiest heroes.
Adventures. Whoa. There's.
So do we meet certain terms?
Infinity
Let me
War.
guess. Gravitonium.
Gets it. Altering the deal has always been my goal. Now you see why we have to stop fighting each other.
Oh, we will not go quietly into the night bit. What's your plan?
You're familiar
We
with
will
Dr.
not go
Whitehall?
quietly into the night.
Go team.
Whitehall. There you go.
We've been
Yeah.
searching for an old woman.
Into that chamber. This is going to be a long conversation. Cap was selected for his heart, not cutting off hands.
I'm wondering if your Daisy Johnson is a better fit. You made her into quite the formidable soldier. I hear she sacrificed her own boyfriend for the greater good. Those decisions are not easily made.
Now wait a minute.
Look, she's
Leave
powerful, she's
Lincoln
intelligent,
out of
she's
this.
calculating.
Confusing her with
But
gravity.
that might lead to the destruction of the Earth.
Blow their ships apart. She would be worthy of Whitehall's code name for the project. Destroyer of Worlds.
No!
Could see the bigger picture. Clearly you're just like the rest of them.
You have to listen to me!
Oh, it's all coming together. It's all coming together.
Hey.
Stay quiet, Tika. Stay quiet. Don't anything to sound.
Talbot!
What happened? Phil, I told him you were coming.
And now...
Hail, Hydra.
It's a super fun.
Oh, Don't consider him a super villain. That's cruel.
Said he was still a good guy in there. Somehow.
I'm only trying to help, Daisy.
He's still on our side.
Don't defend him. Not to me.
There's not a lot of team left here, so
Do you want me to recount all the times that you did?
Damn.
Figure out another way to track Hill.
Damn, that was good. Oh my gosh, how he's just throwing tough stuff at each other.
Daisy.
We'll return in a moment.
Oh my god, already?
This one's yours.
She's talking about Deke.
Who got it from his grandfather?
He's my...
Our grandson.
He's the worst.
I think he's perfect. Plus, his very existence proves that you and I make it to the lighthouse.
Space Goon, if she's gonna give birth to a Deke.
No offense.
Stop it! You keep stabbing me right here! Right here! I'm dead! I'm dead! Why do you keep doing this to me? I'm dying!
You are something good.
I'm tired. I'm tired.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We had a long trip. And this is emotional. But overall, good.
The history of Hale.
That's really well done.
We saw Von Strucker. We saw that one guy from,
Jasper Sitwell.
Sitwell from...
The coolest thing is that, you know, it's crazy to think about the characters. You know, I made a short list. I made Coulson. No, it's Sif, Coulson, Jasper Sitwell that made the jump. Well, you know, I don't think that was the same actor. I mean, they can do a lot of stuff with prosthetics nowadays. So,
yeah, no, I think
you know,
they casted someone younger that looked pretty similar to Sitwell.
Yes.
I didn't even recognize it until you said something.
Jasper Sitwell.
That's great casting, though. The fact that you're like, that's Sitwell, and then it's like, oh, yeah, all right, Sitwell. You're like, wow, holy shit.
Yeah, well, I know, yo. Yeah, so he was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and he was in Winter Soldier. So, you know what? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. just
The
done
fact
really
that
well
it's, like,
with
done really well, and the fact, like, not only are they,
Maria
like,
Hill, yeah.
pulling shit from the past, like, from the show, but you're also pulling shit from the past of the movies. All those characters are just like, holy shit.
Connection was incredible.
The connection.
Because it's not fan service, it's literally, this is Hydra, and these are major players in Hydra that were there. It's not like they didn't exist. No, they were all there. And then the Infinity War connection.
How it's like, these guys are going to ensure the safety of them when
no, the
Infinity
ship
War happens.
was from Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. Oh my god, they had the actual ship. I was talking about, like, that alien thing that was telling Talbot, fuck,
Coulson.
Hale and Coulson, like, oh, we need to work together and we'll ensure humanity's safety after the war. It's like, it's the war.
It's happening.
The war.
The war to end all wars. Yes. Sorry.
It was so good. It's so...
Man.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is such a smart show. The writers and, like, the creators, they think long and hard about this plot line, like, the story arcs. And it's a big... I mean... the fact that they think so hard and they coordinate in a way, like, I don't know, do they get to find out what happens in the fucking movies before they air? Because I like to think that that's not the case, but they base it based off the information they know. So it's just like, how the fuck do you do that? Or like, do you get at least like a month access? You're like, okay, this is what we do in fam. I don't know how they come up
maybe
with
not the
that.
specifics, but they might know a little bit of the outcome. Because I think the reason why Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is so good is that it's in a really unique place. Because obviously, CW shows are good, but in reality, there's no overarching. What they do in the show is what's happening. There's no like some shit going on. Each thing is covered, and then when they come together, this show, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., deals with its own problems, but there's so many things in the universe that are going on. It feels so full.
It's like a true comic book. When you pick up a comic book, it's like, oh, you're reading about this character that's doing this, and then you can just read that issue. Like, let's read that shit in detail, and they're interacting with other characters. Like, it feels like true comic book verse.
Because of what you're saying is that things can just... it's pretty classic because, you know, in comic books they'll have those little, like somebody will mention something, and then it'll be like, oh, by the way, read it here. You know what I'm talking about? The little bubbles that are like, this happened
exactly
in this issue, so read that. That's what it feels like. Because, like I was saying, in Arrowverse it feels cool because, yeah, it's literally...
They reference each other, like the shows.
Right, it's literally like characters crossing over with each other. But this, exactly what you were saying, it's just like, it's just there. Like, we just know it's happening, but we have our own shit to deal with. But if you want to know about that, here it is. So
if you want to know about that, watch the movies.
Exactly. Yeah, that's basically it. But you know, what I'm saying, how unique it is, because obviously Defenders, that verse, yeah, as you could say, Netflix verse, they deal with their own problems basically. And
but you know they're in that universe.
Right. Exactly. What this show is unique is because it seems the most connected, because obviously Netflix can make references, but there's never something that, except for Daredevil Season 1, that directly affects what's going on. Because obviously, you know, Season 1 of Daredevil, it's all that block, you know, a bunch of blocks got destroyed and people were rebuilding, and that caused people like, hey, I can join in on this.
Unless things happen in the future where the Netflix verse wants to throw their little 2 cents in.
Well, you know, because it's happening in New York. Infinity War, at least a part of it, obviously.
Part of it is going to happen in New
Not
York.
all of it. But, so it's not directly going to affect... So, I'm just saying, it's really a unique show, and the characters that we've just been growing with just continue to surprise us and show us new things about themselves, especially going through these horrible experiences that they've gone through, about learning about themselves.
Oh my god.
In such a way where it's like, wow, I would be the opposite of what I am.
Fitz
to an extent.
and Daisy, just a random topic. You were mentioning like how the characters, how they've grown so much. That conversation with Fitz and Daisy in this episode, just how Daisy's like, you can't trust him, he did this horrible thing, and then Fitz comes out with like, oh yeah, like how many times have you turned your back on this team and come back and we accepted you back?
That's exactly right.
She did that not all season 1, like majority of season 1, like the first half, it's like, what the fuck, Daisy? It's like, oh, you are on our side, okay. And it's like, what the fuck, Daisy? Oh, okay. Season 2, like season 3, what the fuck, Daisy? And then like, okay, now she's back. It brings up a solid point, but at the same time, it's like, the show, I love the show because it's so versatile. Like, nothing in this show is black and white. There are many shades of gray within this show. Right. And it's like, with Fitz's decision, was I distraught? Absolutely. And he even said it too. He's like, I didn't like what I did, but it had to be done.
And truthfully, he was right. But I also enjoyed how he's like, oh yeah, this is when I did this when I had my injury. Yeah. He had a brain injury season 1.
End of season 1, majority season 2.
That was a big part of what was going on with his character, is his injury and him trying to come back, and that Mac was there to help him.
I want to rewatch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in their prime. Well, this is their prime. Never mind.
Amazing.
Like in their beginning form, and like I'm rewatching the reactions with the girls on FR, and I'm just watching like, oh, just wait. Just wait.
Yeah. No, That's just it just shows you how versatile a show can be, where it can just deal with so many different issues and it can have so many different kinds of sides. Just like what we're dealing with right now. It's like forget the colors, forget the signs, forget Hydra, forget Shield. It's humans versus aliens.
But then it still brings up, like, yeah, they're fighting for the same cause, but she was like, oh, we're gonna make this destroyer of worlds, and Coulson's like, no, you can't do that. And then so she's like, oh, so this is still held like Hydra versus Shield to you. He's like, no, it's literally we saw the future and we know this shit won't work.
Yeah.
And he's trying to stop it, so it's like clashing, because there was a moment there when I thought, okay, based on what she's saying, you might actually end up like helping her. And I don't know if that's the case still, because even in the flashbacks in the beginning of season 5, when you would like see what happens like before the world like officially got destroyed, we never saw where Coulson was.
Yeah, no, that's true. But honestly, I felt that wasn't necessarily, oh, you think it's just Shield versus Hydra, because I felt an underlying tone of women. I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna try to be cliche here. I just mean that it's very disrespectful to have a woman go so far in a field only to be stopped by saying, well, I mean, you can bear children, right? So that's what you should, that's your only purpose.
Oh my god, that was so messed up.
So I felt
Hale.
that's what it was. I felt that she was saying, oh, you're just trying to be a big old man and pretend that you think that you can like lead me, or you think that I need your help. It's like, I can do this on my own. So I felt that was a kind of powerful moment, because she, just like I just said, has been through like men like this, like Strucker, like Whitehall, who only see her as a tool, just something to be used, to be used.
Okay, now that you say that, now it makes sense why she keeps pushing her daughter Ruby forward to the table, and she's like, even though she's like she's not ready, her initial thing's like she wants that to be successful. It has to be either, in her mind, it has to be either Daisy or Ruby.
Yes.
Which she's like, she wants them to go farther than she could because of all those obstacles, with
Yes.
Whitehall telling her, well, your role is going to be this and you'll be Air Force. And she's like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I beat out Strucker in like the exams. I'm smarter than him. He's like, he was thinking in the past, I was thinking in the future, let's look to space for ideas and shit.
Yeah.
And yet Whitehall didn't want to let her go forward. So now that you said that, that makes sense why she wants to push Daisy and Ruby, either one of the two, for her project.
Yeah, I think, to me, this was able... Okay, so I'm going to say it. It's not bad. It's just literally like Supergirl pushes... they don't push, but they have a certain sense of, women are strong, women can do whatever they want in their shows because they're at the forefront, right? Supergirl is the person of the show, she is the main character, and, she's strong, she's powerful, and they've pushed that, hey, look, she can be she can do this. And same with Alex, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to, and that's not bad, that's not wrong, but sometimes they go a little too, like okay, alright, we get it. But I felt, to me, like this was one of the most well-executed ways of saying women can be strong and powerful and not have to be a tool for like men to use, to me, because it felt like it was just natural, and the way that it was presented was very well done, because I can imagine in a organization like Hydra, there's just a bunch of men that are just pushing for, loyalty. We want, and especially that was great when she fucking shot the guy. Like,
oh, when Ruby was like
Yeah.
retaliating against him.
and that was a great moment, because you know what, that was another thing that was like, we don't have to keep going to the same routine. We don't have to do the same
Tradition.
Yeah, exactly. Tradition. We don't need to do that. We can do this without having to rely on traditions, just like what Hale was doing. We don't have to rely on the past. So they're both like, we don't have, and I thought that was a great message. Don't rely on the past. We don't, it was really well executed to me. I felt that. I felt that it was really, everything was done, and it didn't seem like it was like, oh, they're just trying to say this. It's like, no, it feels natural to the story of what they're telling. And then I kind of enjoyed the little, how today we're still fighting Nazis. I thought it was funny. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, another way that this show is unique to me is that it's able to present real world issues, or not, or acknowledge them without being over the top about it. So this is why I just love this show, because it's able to do so many things at the same time without seeming like it's just,
It's an all-around great show because they cover so much, but it's not overbearing, and it's just so
that's a
raw.
good overbearing.
And just the versatility with all of its characters. You don't have to like all their characters, but they present it in a way where, like, they're not two-dimensional, so you understand it. Even with Ward, like, throw it back to season 3, when he was like that Hydra thing, and it wasn't really actually Ward. He was that would like the Hive.
Yeah.
You understood his motives in the end. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But he was still a villain. But you understood at least why he was trying to do shit, and that's what's happening now with this show with these characters. They're more antagonist versus protagonist instead of just good versus evil.
Right. No, that's a very good point, because just like Hale is saying, forget the signs, forget the flags. You're exactly right, because this is like a Hydra machine or whatever.
Yep.
But that she's trying, and then I thought it was a great moment when she was like, the whole plan has been to not go with the deal. Like, and if she would just would have brought that forward, obviously that was her process of like, is people really gonna? It's like, we need to fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just the fact that it's like Infinity War comes out this month, so it's like, what the fuck is gonna happen?
This month?
Yeah, it's April. God, and it comes out in a few weeks, and it's like, what's gonna happen to the show after Infinity War? Because you can only imagine people gonna die.
Yeah.
Cheese and rice. This is gonna be great. Honestly, this whole universe that Marvel has set up, and all the things that are connected within the MCU, and all the shows and everything connected to it, well done. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think this episode was the best for me, just with all the references and everything that they gave us, all the connections they made. I love this show so much. It's so great. I
Yeah.
love this show.
So it's so good. Alright, guys.
And we know we on a little rant, but
Yes.
thank you guys. Oh, sorry. Thank you guys for indulging. Tag us in your Stardust Spotlight videos for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You'll be in next week's video.
Please let us know all what you thought about this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed as much as we did. But if not, let us know.
And we will see you guys next time.